Sunday afternoon.
Hey everybody, spring is finally here in Alaska, and I got cleared to start using my arm again. We've been easing back into it, sanding logs, hanging sheetrock, and getting the house build moving again. Miranda got her bees hived, so things are starting to come back to life. Rivers are still froze, so we're trying to get as much done on the house now so we can enjoy the rest of the summer.
So right now I got my son Aaron over here. He's going to give me a hand. We are prepping this wall for sheetrock. So my plan is, we're going to get this rocked, and then we got the guy coming to mud and tape from the log up all of this. We're going to get this back here rocked, and he's going to mud and tape that. So all my up high stuff is done. You can see I've got X's up there. I got to drill all these holes out for where my lights are going. I've got wires shoved up in little boxes that I built back there. So anyways, we got to shave this foam down. You can see we got stuff like this here. We got to get this flush with the studs. And then what I'm going to do down here on all of our walls, we're going to put 1.5 inch foam. We're going to fur it out, put 1.5 inch foam. And there's room for that up on the logs here for 1.5 inch. Well, when you look at the top here, there wasn't enough log for me, so I'm only going to do 1/2 or 3/4 inches of foam here, and that's just to break the thermal break here, or so I have a thermal break to all this lumber that's in this wall. You can see little stuff like this where I'm going to come in, I'm going to fill all this with foam. All these little cracks are going to get filled with foam, but Aaron is going to start shaving. We're going to use a Sawzall, and we're going to use a wire wheel. Well, here's what I've been working on. It seems like wherever we have our king studs here around our windows and we sprayed foam on one side, it seems to have pulled these boards together, creating a little gap there. You can see a gap right there. It's on every single one of these, and some are worse than others. And come over here, you can see big gap right there. That was not there when I framed. So I'm coming in and filling all these gaps with foam, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and screw it together. I mean, I know it can't move because this stuff is hard as a rock now, but I'm just going to come back and put some screws in. But I think what happened is this shrunk a little bit, and it just pulled the boards in, where had I have not waited a year, I might not have seen this, and then I'd have cold coming in there. So, yep. Aaron's up there making a mess. He's not liking his life right now.
Okay.
Well, as you can see, we are in the middle of a very messy project. These logs, we were trying to not have to do this. We used some log cleaner. We tried bleach, but nothing would take the color out of the log, the gray color out. We had tons of rain last year, so these logs were really, really weathered from the all the rain we had. But some of that, is going to stay. I think it's cool. It gives it a little bit of character, but you can see this is kind of what color it was. Up in the corner there, you can kind of see it was that dark. Some areas were really gray, but a couple more days of this, I think we'll have it.
Okay.
So Scotty is on nights this week and he is still sleeping, so I came out here and did some sweeping, try to sweep up all the sawdust that was all over. It was pretty thick, as you can see right there where this lift was. There's a lot of sawdust everywhere, so I'm working on this log right now on the front of the house, trying to get it done before he wakes up. Sanding these logs down is a very messy, dirty job. It gets everywhere. Yesterday I had this all swept up, so this is what it looks like today. Need to get out here and get it all swept up. And while Scott is on nights this week, me and Owen are coming out here and sanding these logs down. So today, this morning, me and Owen got done with this big one that goes from the dining room all the way to the living room. It's all the way done and it looks a lot better. Yeah, sanding these logs down, it's a lot of work, very time consuming, but they do look a lot better. So, I know it's spinning you guys around here, kind of getting dizzy. But all these front ones are all done now. And also today, I'm gonna be hiving my bees, so I will show you guys that. All right, so here's my beehives. I've got some insulation on them because it is still getting cold outside. So I've got some on the outside, and then I have this frame insulated for protection on the inside. And then also on the other side of the feeder, this is their feeder, I've got it insulated. So the feeder, I will be filling up with some sugar water to feed them, and there's some little netting in there that helps them crawl down into the water to feed. So I've got this one, and this one is the same. I've got the frame in there and the insulation on the other side of the feeder. Let's see if I can get this one out. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Like this, and they can crawl down inside here and feed on the sugar water. And when I get outside, I'll show you guys how I'm gonna get these bees in there.
Well, it's the middle of my week of nights here. I just got up drinking some coffee. Owen, Miranda, and I have been hitting these logs hard this week, trying to get them all sanded. It is a mess in here. No matter what we do, it seems like we can't keep the door. We got a cord and a hose running through the door to the house here, so the dust is making it or into the shop, so the dust is making it into the shop. But it's just a mess. But today Miranda's got, she got her bees a couple days ago, but it was like 5 degrees the day we got the bees, so we decided to hold off a couple days. It's 50 out there right now. Miranda's here with my mom. She's doing bees for the first time this year. She's gonna do them here with Miranda, and then that's my cousin Jeremy's wife, Sarah. She did bees for the first time this year. We helped her hive her bees just before the cold. So anyways, they're gonna get their bees in the hives, and we're gonna get back on sanding these guys.
Ready?
What? I am. So the queen is in that can?
No.
Oh, okay.
The pink cabbage.
Yeah. Hit it on the back a couple times hard. Yeah, just drop it down. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Done.
Okay, good. Now leave it by the entrance.
You think they could come up with something better than this?
Circle right here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Slide her in there. Which I don't know if mine's gonna do
And then
that.
just set this right here.
Right here. Yeah. And then we'll put the frames.
Oh yeah, this takes a lot, Miranda.
Yeah. You can use the rest of that one.
There you go. So that should fit.
Well, we pretty much got all the logs sanded. That was a brutal job, but man, they look way better. You can see just all the logs look perfect. So anyways, right now we're trying to get most of this dust out of here. It was everywhere. We had like a huge amount of dust in here. What I did is I just pulled the filter out of the shop vac, and I got a hose running outside. We're blowing it outside. But just trying to get her cleaned up. Yeah, and here you can see how much dust there was. That's how the whole house looked. We got a lot of cleaning to do here. Well, it's finally spring up here. It's been in the 50s the last couple days. I think it's probably around 60 today. Snow is disappearing fast. A couple nights ago it was got down to like 5 degrees here. But the forecast is showing in above freezing temperatures at night, so rivers should start opening up here soon. But we've been hitting it hard inside the house. I'll bring you in there and show you what we got done last few days. I'm on night shift, so it's been kind of slow going, but go in there and we'll show you what we got done, and we're getting ready to start putting oil on the logs on the inside. Well, we just about got all the logs prepped in here. We got a couple little spots where we got a hit in some of the corners, like right up here where we couldn't get the sander in. Got to get spots like that cleaned up. but just about got them done. We're gonna blow them off again. I do got to get up there. I got to sand the marker off of that guy because that's going to be an exposed piece of timber sticking through the wall there, so that'll be sane. And Miranda's going to start putting oil on all these logs, and Okay, we got all the lights cut out here. It seems like a lot of lights. I seem to always overdo it with the lights. We put a lot of time and thought into it. And when we were trying to figure out what we were going to do for lights, it was hard to, there was really not a whole lot on the market for a cathedral ceiling like this with such a high ceiling. So what we ended up going with is these. So these lights, they call them eyebrow lights or eyeball lights. You can adjust them however you want, whatever angle you want. So these were 1700 lumens. They're only like a, 2.5 or 3 inch there, but they're more of a spotlight. So they're gonna be able to reach down and give us some light down there. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, well, if it is too much, they're dimmable lights, so they'll be on a dimmer. And what we did here is we sprayed urethane right behind the sheetrock. If you guys didn't see my earlier videos of that, we put the visqueen right behind the rock, and then what I did is I built these little plywood boxes that I could hide the wire in, and then we urethaned around it on the backside, and then that'll give me room to shove this up in there. So worked out pretty good. And this is what we're putting on the logs. It's a permachink clear interior acrylic gloss. So it does give it a little bit more of a golden color when you put the stuff on. Well, it's Sunday afternoon. Tonight's my last night shift. We got a lot done on the house in here this week. I'll take you guys in here and show you what we got done. Miranda and Owen got all these logs oiled in the entryway. We got all the sanding done. All these logs are oiled. They turned out awesome. Miranda's in here finishing up the bathroom and all these underlogs. We ended up sanding every log in here. We weren't gonna do these back logs, and we ended up doing them. It needed to be done, so, but that's what it looks like. Before I go to work, my son Aaron's gonna come over. He's gonna give me a hand. We are going to start putting sheetrock up there. It's been a while since I've gotten a video of our room, but this is what our room looks like. That's the bathroom over there. We got the walk-in closet here. Should have a jacuzzi tub there someday when we get that far, but this is what it looks like. The logs look like from up here, all cleaned up. They look awesome.
Are you getting some sun? Oh, does that feel good?
Okay, well, here's what I'm working on this morning. We have two big I-beams in the wall here. That's what is supporting the ridgepole. And this winter we had, so that's the I-beam right there, that dark that you can see, that's steel. And that's all, you know, and it's still on the outside, and the cold is transferring through the metal, and there is a lot of frost on the wall right here. So what I'm doing is I'm putting 2-inch foam over the beam, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a piece of metal bent, black metal. I'll show you guys that tomorrow. They should have it done for me. But it's gonna bend and it's gonna sit in here, and it's gonna sit a little bit prow of the siding. So it's gonna look like one big metal beam holding the ridgepole up. At least that's the plan. It's kind of hard to do this because there was nothing to anchor to in here. So what I'm doing is I cut the angle in the foam, and I put foam behind it so that I could glue it to the foam, and glue the foam to the foam. And then I'm just putting nails in here, holding it in tight. And then when the foam dries, it should be where it needs to be.
All right, here's what's for dinner tonight. This is copper red salmon, and I just pulled the bone out, so that's why the meat's all kind of messed up right there. With some roasted carrots and potatoes, and then we'll have a little salad. And I just sprinkled on some salt, pepper, and garlic, and now I'm going to put this sauce on top, which is like it's mustard, mayo, and we'll just put this on top, and then we'll put it in the oven and cook it for a little bit and enjoy dinner. Scott and Owen are working on cutting some sheetrock up, and I am getting the salmon done for dinner. Salmon, potatoes, and some carrots. It's looking pretty good.
Done.
Yep,
It's about the right height.
something different.
Well, this morning, Miranda and I, we got to make a trip into town. So I'm going to get the measurements and the angles for the front metal flashing here. Get that to those guys so that later this afternoon, hopefully we can start getting some rock on this wall.
off of 360, 215. And that is 90. $88.50, I think.
Push out this way until it looks something.
Get it fast.
Well, we were out here pretty late last night. We ended up getting that wall there all rocked. Then we got back in this little nook rocked and up on this wall. That wall was brutal. It has two different angles going on there. Yeah, that was a fun wall. But anyways, we got a text from Seamless Supply today. They're awesome to work with. You drop your measurements off and they'll give you, in one day they'll have your stuff bent up for you. So this metal that we measured yesterday is done. So we're gonna go pick that up right now so that we could get this metal on today. And I know earlier in the video we said we were not gonna sheetrock this wall. Well, we changed our mind again. We are going to rock it. And so that's what we're gonna work on today, is get the metal up and start rocking this front gable wall. So now that we got the metal up there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting foam up there. We are putting 3/4 inch foam up on the up on this wall. And the reason why we're using 3/4 inch is if we come up here, you can see I don't have much of a flat here for my log. So when I put the 3/4 inch foam and then 5/8 sheetrock, I'm gonna be right out to the edge. And what I didn't want is I don't want my sheetrock to stick out past. So that's why we're going with 3/4 inch. But one cool thing about this 3/4 inch is if you look, we're doing 1.5 inch board on all of our exterior walls, except for this gable end. If you look at this, this is 1.5 inch foam, you get an R rating of 5.9. This is 3/4 inch foam with an R rating of 5. So it's almost double the R rating per inch. So that's what we're putting up there. And the only reason why we're putting it up, I maybe said it earlier in the video, is we got so much lumber in this wall. Anywhere there's a crack in the log, I mean, we're gonna fill it with foam, or we have already filled it with foam between the cracks. Cold's able to get through that wood, so we're just putting this up for a thermal break so that we don't end up with black lines on our sheetrock. And if you don't understand what I'm saying with that, up here in Alaska, it's so cold that if it's 50 below outside, that cold transfers through the wood and it will make your sheetrock cold. And then when your sheetrock's cold, you'll get a little bit of moisture. And if you're burning wood, or if you get any smoke in your house or dust or whatever, it'll stick to that and it will turn your sheetrock black. So that is one of the reasons why. The other reason is for efficiency, but my main reason is because I don't want to see black sheetrock. So we're going to start ripping this, throwing it up there, and then start putting rock on right behind it.
Here's Paisley. She loves the sun, that's for sure. And Oakley, he got a little too hot sitting out here. So he found himself a nice snow pile. Well, it's the morning, and oh, she just saw that squirrel cross the road. Taking the dogs on their morning walk. Another beautiful day. Oakley! Come on, boy! Springtime in Alaska is beautiful. Everything's coming back to life. Come on, Oakley! Oakley! Here soon, all the snow will be melted and we'll be doing yard cleanup again. I love crunching all the ice puddles out here. Hey, girl. the tree willows are coming in, which is awesome. Another beautiful, beautiful sign of spring. It's probably like 30 above this morning. Just beautiful.
Hey. Hey, gum nuts. Yeah. Watch out. Watch out, boy. Go. Let me work. Let me work. Go. No, we're not going to bed. Go. Go.
Oakley, Paisley, come on. Oakley, come on.
So 32. So what were we, 51?
Well, this is what we got done, and this is where we're going to end the video. We got all the rock on this wall. There is a lot of screws holding that sheetrock on there. Screwing over the foam without furring strips behind it was kind of a pain in the butt. But we got it. I think it's going to work. So it turned out pretty good. It looks really cool in here having the rock on that wall, because we've been looking at foam for so long. But yeah, we're gonna end the video here. Owen's starting to fur out walls. We had a change of plans. We are not gonna have the guy come in and rock or mud and tape the lid right now. I got this whole week off, so we're gonna work on plumbing and electrical and furring it out so he could just come in and have at it. So we'll see you guys next time.